let's move over to the Kansas game now. Kansas and Villanova, because Kansas, UNC, and Duke at times have all felt unstoppable, and especially today as Kansas was murdering Miami. That second half, seriously, it was criminal what Kansas was doing to the Hurricanes. And I loved it. I loved it because I'm so sick and tired of people from Miami and the whole, that's my own personal issues. But I'm looking at this Kansas Nova game, and obviously everyone knows I'm a Villanova fan because my brother goes there. But with Justin Moore injured, he ruptured Achilles. I don't know if that's confirmed yet. But with his ruptured Achilles, it just feels like it's going to be a very difficult game for Nova to win. I don't think they're going to back down. It'll be a game. Nova's got a bunch of fighters on that team, similar to how the entire Big East is. But without Justin Moore, they're only 5 deep right now. And it just seems like a tough matchup against a hot Kansas team.
Yeah, Mike, you want to go first?
I was just going to say, with Moore out, I mean, that's a big dent in, I guess, Nova's whole game plan because he averages 15 points a game about. And with Nova, you know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get consistent play, made free throws, and not a lot of turnovers. And that's what keeps them in every game. And that's what makes them essentially win most of their games because they play consistent, clean basketball. But you're going to have Gillespie absolutely go off. We've seen him this year. First Providence, for example. Well, he dropped, 30? It was like about 30, yeah, I thought.
35.
But he was shut down, 35. Mike. He was totally shut down by Shed. He had 4 points.
That's what happens. I mean, there's always someone on Nova stepping up, and you have shooters on that team. And they might not be, I guess, the best offensive team, but when someone needs to step up, they usually do. But for Kansas' sake, when they're clicking on defense, and I've watched a lot of Big 12 this year. Jack and I, we're Big 12 fiends in the betting market, at least. Right. We watch a lot of Kansas, and one thing was tough defense. And when their offense is clicking, I'm looking right now, they shot 50% from the field. If they're playing good defense and shooting like that, Nova doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, I don't really give Nova too much of a chance to begin with, regardless. Probably even with Justin Moore. And again, this could be a little bit of bias where it's not really growing up rooting, being the biggest.
Yeah. One could say that you and Nova had your differences.
Yeah, but look, I mean, every time I bet against Nova, it screwed me. They win games. They do the fundamentals well. They're well coached. And again, Kansas, this is a team, look at their tournament run, right? These scrappy Big East teams. Creighton had the ball with a minute left, down by a point, could have won that game. Providence, late lead with the ball, could have won that game. Now you're seeing Nova. Yeah, I know there's no Justin Moore, but still a team that could hang around. They've done it all year. I don't think Kansas shows up and mops the floor, but I think it's just a tough matchup. I don't want to bet against these Jayhawks, and I don't think Nova has the firepower unless they shoot 95% from the floor to beat them.
My brother was devastated after Justin Moore got hurt, and he was saying that it felt like there was zero chance Nova could win this game. And I kept saying to him, Matt, Jermaine Samuels was the region's best player. He won the regional player award. Collin Gillespie was on that first team. There's a lot of guys. Caleb Daniels is good. Eric Dixon can play. Nova, they rely on Justin Moore a lot, especially when they need a big bucket. They go to him. But it's not that this team lacks playmakers. Anyone can win on any given day in this tournament. So I don't want to give up on Villanova because they're a very talented team with and without Justin Moore. So I think there's still a chance for sure that they can win. And Kansas, remember that first half, they did not look very good against Miami today in the first. They turned it on in the second and looked like an NBA team. But for 20 minutes, they looked very beatable.
I just want to point out real quick, Nova doesn't play a lot of players. They play 7 people.
No, they don't.
Especially last. So we'll look at it from versus Houston. They played their starting 5, Dixon, Slater, Samuels, Moore, Gillespie. They played Caleb Daniels for 35 minutes. Then Arch and Diacono for only 2. So they only play 6 players, really. And
the other point, though, is that these are college kids.
Really, now that Moore's out, they're going to have to play Caleb Daniels. And no one on the bench other than Arch and Diacono really comes off the bench and plays a lot of minutes. So someone off the bench is going to have to step up and obviously play better. And you have to watch out because Villanova, if they get in foul trouble, they could be in real trouble this game.
That's the key, Mike. I think it's foul trouble
it's
because
a tough matchup.
Yeah, Archie Diacono or Antoine is going to be the guy coming off the bench for them. If they're able to avoid foul trouble, though, these are 20, 21-year-old kids. Like, they're able to go 35, 38 minutes if need be. And with all the TV timeouts, like in the NCAA tournament, we know there's the under 16, the under 12, under 8. Every 4 minutes, you have a pretty long break to get those commercials in. So I think they can go 5, 6 deep and not have much of an issue. They did it against Houston in the Elite Eight. You just read it off. 6 guys went the entire game. So it's just more the impact of the leadership Moore has and his ability to score when they need a bucket. But when teams are off in this tournament, it's a game of runs. All you need is to catch a team on a bad day.
The thing is, there's been so many Nova games I've watched this year where I said to myself, if you take Justin Moore out of this game, Nova gets run out of the gym. The last couple of games, Nova hasn't shot particularly well. They didn't really impress me too much against Michigan or Houston. If you don't shoot the freaking lights out, I think Kansas could run away with this basketball game. I don't think they will.
Someone needs to step
neutral
up.
floor. It's neutral floor Final Four. So I think Nova does hang around. But I would be shocked if they won the game.
Yeah, real quick. I just want to – their last 2 games against Houston, they shot 28.8%. Against Michigan, 37.3%. So they haven't really been shooting that great. And to take one of your top scorers out.
That's not flying.
Yeah, take one of your top scorers out versus the best defensive team you're going to play in the tournament so far. And especially Kansas loves to drive to the basket also on the offensive end.
Yes.
So the bigs are going to have to step up for Nova and not get in foul trouble.
I think it could be a matchup nightmare.
Yeah.
What I keep telling my brother, though, and I've had this argument before about Notre Dame getting to the college football playoff. Some people have told me that they'd prefer to have a guaranteed win in a New Year's Six game as opposed to playing Alabama in the playoff.
No.
And my response every single time is I would rather have the opportunity to win the national championship than not. So Villanova, as down as they might be about Justin Moore, the opportunity is still there. And as long as you have that, there's something to play for. So we'll see if they rally around more and are able to have a Louisville-esque run. Now, it's different from Louisville because when Kevin Ware got hurt, Kevin Ware was the 7th, 8th man on that team, and they were the best team in the country. He wasn't Justin Moore.
Yeah,
but some
back when I
teams
was a
can
Louisville
rally.
fan following them.
Yeah, back when you were a big Louisville fan. But some teams can rally around these injuries.
You're not anymore, Mike? You're not anymore?
They haven't been winning.
I'm trying to, there it is.
Because I'm going to say something that it's a motto I've been following. Not often, but every here and there, we're men. We're men of the people. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be public sometimes, right? Like, don't be afraid. Like, everybody's on Kansas and Duke, right? I don't care. Make a little money line parlay plus 120 odds, Kansas and Duke. Don't be afraid.
No, we're not public bettors, Jack. We're not public.
Just don't be afraid to be public here. Sometimes you just know.